Abhi. I'm excited to share my experience with you. Hey, thanks for still being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. I'll be back shortly. I'm right along the way. I'm coming. Just wait. Hey, I know you're waiting. Just a few more minutes. I'll be back shortly. I know you're waiting. I'll be back shortly. Just a few more minutes. I'm right along the way. I'm coming. Just wait. Hi, I hope you're learning well. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hey, thanks for being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. Hey, thanks for still being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. I'll be back shortly. I'm right along the way. I'm coming. Just wait. Hey, I know you're waiting. Just a few more minutes. I'll be back shortly. I'll be back shortly. Just a few more minutes. I'm right along the way. I'm coming. Just wait. Hi. I hope you're learning well. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hey, thanks for being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. Hey, thanks for still being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. I'll be back shortly. I'm right along the way. I'm coming. Just wait. Hey, I know you're waiting. Just a few more minutes. I'll be back shortly. I know you're waiting. I'll be back shortly. Just a few more minutes. I'm right along the way. I'm coming. Just wait. Hi. I hope you're learning well. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hey, thanks for being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. Hey, thanks for still being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. I'll be back shortly. I'm right along the way. I'm coming. Just wait.
Hello. Right. So I think I'll be continuing where I left off previous week, जहाँ पे मीत का प्रोजेक्ट ओनली हाफ अकम्प्लिश हुआ था या फिर ये अकम्प्लिश हुआ था, जो भी है उस पर अपडेट्स पूरे नहीं हुए थे. वी ओनली रिव्यूड हिज पार्ट एंड वी ट्राई टू मेक इट बेटर, राइट. सो फॉर नाउ दिस इज़ व्हाट वी हैव. श्योर, मैंने जस्ट प्रोजेक्ट ओपन किया हुआ एंड आई डोंट रिमेंबर व्हाट इज़ व्हाट. ऑलराइट, सो ठीक है. आई विल गो टू स्क्रिप्ट्स, इनम्स एंड यहाँ पर डिफ़िकल्टी का इनाम है. श्योर, यहाँ पे हैव द गेम मैनेजर. ऑलराइट, दैट इज set to the target fps, load on begin, invoke and everything else. Alright, we can save and we can load और everything else. ठीक है, सेव एंड लोड के दो फंक्शंस बना कर रखे हुए. आई थिंक वो बाद में का टॉपिक रहेगा. अभी भी के लिए भी पीछे पीछे से सेंस अपना गेम कंप्लीट हुआ नहीं, सो आई डोंट रियली नो व्हाट टू सेव एंड व्हाट टू लोड, राइट. देन वी हैव ऑब्जेक्ट स्पॉनर. आई गेस इस कोड को लास्ट में देते हैं बिकॉज इट्स द बिगर कोड. Let's try to go for smaller ones. On become invisible, I try to destroy the game object and I will be replacing it. Yes. And the settings, I have a volume and an initialized volume, which I don't think is being used anywhere since इसका reference is 0. But that doesn't mean कि मैंने इसको फिर drag and drop करके किसी event पे use नहीं किया होगा. Right. So it is used in the game manager. That is, एक स्लाइडर का वैल्यू अब मेरे करंटली स्टोर्ड वॉल्यूम पे सेट करता है. दैट्स इट. एंड देन फॉर सम रीजंस आई सी ए यूआई मैनेजर विच आई थिंक शुडंट बी अवेलेबल बिकॉज गेम मैनेजर अवेलेबल है. आई मीन श्योर यू से कि यूआई मैनेजर वगैरह का ज़रूरत नहीं है, बट आई सी सेटिंग्स एंड आई सी ए गेम मैनेजर फॉर अ गेम्स स्मॉल इनफ लाइक दिस. आई डोंट रियली सी द नीड to having a UI manager. I guess मैंने टेक्स्ट लेने के लिए लास्ट टाइम इसको लिया होगा कि यहाँ पे श्योर आई हैव द कंट्रोल फॉर टेक्स्ट एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स. बट व्हाट आई कैन ऑल्सो डू इज आई थिंक आई कैन कॉपी एंड पेस्ट दिस राइट हियर within settings if I wanted to eliminate UI manager. In that case मेरे को यहाँ पे TMP text करके इसका टाइप चेंज करना पड़ा so that I am accepting text mesh pro and I'd be saying कि volume text, right, उसका value will be equals to this volume into 100 in a format of only integers. Alright, so ठीक है, pull so now that we have that function here, this doesn't require itself to be here. Until and unless we are not able to control it via the scriptable object at once. So in that case, I'll go to slider and instead of using the UI manager, I'll just say settings, update volume, and what text do I want to update? It's this one, right? So yeah, I'll be updating this text and I think it should work just fine if I play it right now since it isn't referring to any UI manager class. Yeah, it works fine. Great, actually. And now I just want to initialize this text like we did in start, right? That is, I want to update the text or update the volume, whatever it is supposed to be, at the beginning. In which case, when we are initializing the volume, I would also want to initialize this text. So I'd create another function. For now, I'll say it initialize volume text instead, right? In which case this why do I need it? यहाँ पे मैंने क्या करा एक्चुअली, उसी से यूजलेस, ठीक है, माय बैड, ठीक है. So I guess I'll go to game manager and instead I just say the settings, I want to initialize this text again on begin as well for when मेरा script begin होता and all, and I would also get rid of the UI manager as whole and see if it works just fine. I press play and I see the text being 53, which is proper. I can change it, I can get rid of it, I can press play again. Does it go back to 64? It does, right? That means it does remember what values we are using in and out of the play mode. Let's say अगर मैं इसको 90 पे लेके जाता हूँ and इसको बंद करता हूँ and if I press play again it goes back to 90. Great, ठीक है, which means I can now get rid of this UI manager as whole. Probably I don't remember मैंने वो क्यों लिया था, but ठीक है, it is what it is. इसके बाद we have prop and the final script review, that is the object spawner. अभी object spawner में I do dislike defining the minimum and maximum for the spawning plane. It feels bad for some reasons, and for where I want to begin spawning this y plane, yeah, whatever. So ठीक है, I guess y plane should be equals to camera size with an offset. So basically where am I using this variable? Just here, it seems like. So I can also go like camera dot main dot size, orthographic size, right, -1, I guess. That is negative orthographic size and -1, which is fine. So I get rid of that thing. Then I also would want reference to the camera, I guess वो लेके ही रखता है. And instead of object to spawn, I guess I'll name this bodies to spawn because these are all rigid bodies. So first of all, to not reassign everything, I'll be using serialized as object to spawn, right, and I'll then rename it bodies to spawn because that is more descriptive. And if I go back here, let it reload the domain or assemblies, it loses everything. Amazing, good to know. I guess मैंने serialized as attribute को reloading का facility नहीं दिया, so that is why it didn't remember, because I failed to reload it when I added the attribute. I reloaded it after I added the attribute and also changed the name. That will just be confusing for Unity. So ठीक है, luckily we don't have a big enough pool, so I'll do this again. Nice. उसके बाद we have spawning plane. अभी spawning plane also can be changed to a single variable because we are only spawning at the center of the camera, sure, but do we want to change it in future? No, not really. So basically spawning plane is okay, that is horizontal plane basically. This का value I'd keep it at 8 for now. So basically wherever I was using min and max, I'll just say negative horizontal plane and positive horizontal plane as whole, right? That is where spawn plane will be equals to this entire thing. So we now make it more readable, I guess. Yeah, cool. And then we have minimum and maximum timer. Sure. We have min force and maximum force, min torque and max torque. Time was supposed to be कि after certain period of time it would automatically spawn a random object, which is fine. This is good in that case. So I guess I'll again get rid of the header because it feels very redundant to have such things, right? And ठीक है, this is it. And also I'd like to attach the min attribute to it. Alright, ठीक है. And then we have force, minimum and maximum force, and then we have min torque, max torque. ठीक है. I guess physics, I guess. Cool. I guess मैं इसको यहाँ पे डाल दूँगा. Sure, फिजिक्स के अंदर नहीं आना चाहिए, but I just wanted to inline everything, inline all of these variables, and I cannot inline all 4 of them. I can inline at least 3 of them because they share a single header. I don't want to draw 4 different headers. So to justify, I have nothing, but sure, this does look better. On validate, on update. Okay, on validate, I'm also denying minimum time to go below. Sorry, I'm denying maximum time to go below minimum time, or I'm denying minimum time to go above maximum time basically. Alright, either works fine. I guess minimum also should I keep 1. Alright, cool. It's a plane, so it should be F. I mean it's a float, so it should be F. Alright, so take it, I guess that's fine. So let's see what we have when I press play. And when I press any of these buttons, I see the screen right here. The objects launch themselves up on the air. Some rotate, some don't. Maybe the torque is too much, I think, and the force even feels like too much. So I'll just go again and I'll try to see what can happen. Right, now instead of adding force, I guess it would be just cleaner to define the velocity instead. It isn't going to change anything, sure, but code wise, readability wise, and meaning wise as to what we are doing, it would be just better to actually just define the velocity like that. Alright, so instead what I can do is I can just do this and done. That is essentially it. Even for torque, I don't know for now, but sure, we can add torque, I guess. So when we set velocity, does it change things? No, it is basically the same. Nothing is going to change. Are they not going high enough? I have no idea. So for that, what we can do is, okay, they are going high enough. Maybe their minimum force isn't enough. That is 17.5. Let's try 28. Alright, ठीक है. So if I don't want to lose this, I'll just copy component and I'll paste component values. So I still have everything. Alright, so yeah, that's fine. So now for not instantiating objects and to do things the right way, now we also need to keep in mind it doesn't matter if you instantiate or destroy for this case. This is a very simple hyper casual game or whatever it is. It can even handle all this weird logic on a low end device as well, on a low end mobile device as well. So we don't really need to change stuff. Alright, we can keep with instantiating and destroy as it would be the easier way to go forward. But since I am teaching, I would want to do things the right way, obviously. So I won't be instantiating, instead I would be reusing. So how do I do that? In order to do that, first of all, I need to move this part to somewhere else, such as the start function. Right. Now I have bodies to spawn, spawning planes, positioning. Oh yeah, where to position? Okay, I forgot to cache the camera as well. I'll do that in a bit. And for now, I just want to focus on this spawning. Alright. So basically, I do have callback to bodies to spawn. So for right. Now I would also want to create a serialized list of all the objects that I am instantiating. Rigid body 2D, instantiated bodies. Alright, so basically I'll just say instantiated bodies dot add, and I'll write this code. Now it asks me what is body, what is position, what is that, what is that. So basically body is only supposed to be bodies to spawn I, right. Position is supposed to be, it doesn't really matter for now, that is vector 3.0. Does the rotation matter? Not at all. So we just require this. What just happened? Oops, rigid body, yeah. Alright. So I'll be instantiating these bodies at irrelevant places where it would be good if I were to use this object spawner game object as a parent instead. So I'll use another overload that asks for parent, and I'll be passing this transform. So when I press play, each and every object will be spawning here. Now for now I am only instantiating one of each, right? Sure. And then I want such objects to be disabled. So I'll say where body will be equals to this, and I'll be adding this body, and I can also disable it prior to adding, but I think it would be much better if body dot game object dot set active false, right? I'll be disabling this game object as soon as I initialize it. For how many times do I want to initialize it? Maybe multiple times, right? So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to say in a nested loop, right? That is j is less than this. So each and every object will now be instantiated twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, and so on. Alright, so I can now control कि एक ही ऑब्जेक्ट का कितना इटरेशंस होगा. Of course via code for now. I would also want to change this to byte, because why would I use an integer, right? ठीक है. So after that instantiation, I would be commenting all of this for now, right? And I'll just see what happens. Is this list populated? It is, but why did it only spawn one of them? Sorry, what was the error? Maybe I miscalculated something. It's a syntax out of range. Sure. Maybe I did something very silly. Probably that. But what is the silly thing that I overlooked? So guys, I'll be running 2 iterations of j, right? And okay, yeah, my bad. I wasn't able to replace j for I, so basically I now have a list of multiple such game objects, right? Now in on this case, I would also want to add for readability maybe array dot for each instead, right? I want to use bodies dot spawn, and I want to say for each iteration I, it gives me a rigid body, right? For each body I would be instantiating this body instead, instantiating this body, and also adding it to the instantiated bodies, and then setting that body as set active false, which means I can also just do this. It's totally fine. And this is the code that I want to run in a loop, which is where I'll be copying this, right? So for each single body I'll be running this loop twice or thrice or whatever, So maybe this makes it readable better for me, I guess. And I'll also specify I am using random equals to unity engines random. Alright. So let's just see if it still works, or maybe if I broke it. Oh, it works, but why are some of the objects enabled? Okay, that's weird. It works now. Huh, okay then. Alright. Maybe I'll change this value to 3 and see 3 of each and every object type. Okay. Alright. So पहली बार में वो एक साथ कितने सारे ओपन किए होते हैं पता नहीं, मेरे से मिस्टेक हुआ रहेगा किधर, बट ठीक है. राइट. सो वी कैन ऑल्सो हैव अ वेरिएबल टू कंट्रोल कि कितनी इटरेशन चाहिए हर एक बॉडी के. राइट. दैट इज serialized field private byte body iterations, that is spawn iterations. I cannot suggest a name for this variable right now, so I'll be suggesting the name for this variable later. Right, so basically this is going here, and yeah, we have it complete. So I can just go 3 या 2. कितने वेरिएबल चाहिए मेरे को, कितने बॉडीज चाहिए मेरे को. राइट. कॉपीज does copy sound like a good variable name? Yeah, I guess it does. ठीक है. So after that we need to go back to spawn object, and we do need this zombie code, and for whenever we spawn the object, we now want to see from this list if any of the body is inactive. Right. That is for each where body and bodies to spawn. Right. That is if body dot game object dot active self. Okay. In that case, I want to continue this iteration, or else I want them to pass a new position. What is spawn plane? Yeah, this thing, and that is right here, spawn plane, and that is spawn point. I guess sounds better because plane already exists. So ठीक है. Spawn point, and then I would want to attach the instantiated body is velocity to something else, which is basically this body. Iska body will be equals to this, and I would also want to add the torque to that body. So basically this, and after everything is complete, I would also want to break the entire piece of code, or break the entire loop. Right. I can also just return instead of breaking सिंस मैं नीचे कुछ नहीं लिखा है मैंने, बट इन फ्यूचर अगर मेरे को कुछ लिखना पड़े एंड आई डोंट वांट टू चेंज इट हियर, इसको मैं ब्रेक ही रखूँगा अभी के लिए, इट्स हार्मलेस, राइट। बॉडी एट और ठीक है, so cool. So for now it is only going to select the first object that we see, and it's going to basically reposition it and enable it and throw it away. अभी ये तो मैंने देखा नहीं, इस पोजीशन का काम किया, यस उसका पोजीशन भी सेट करना है अपने को. So basically body dot position, that is rigid body का position will also be equals to this. That is, we don't really require an explicit position variable. I guess we can just use this. Then finally उसके पहले I would want कि body dot game object dot set active true instead, right? After calculating the spawn point, I'll say body true, I'll change its position, I'll add velocity, I'll add torque, and it's good to go. Alright, so ठीक है, I guess. हाँ, I guess ठीक है. So again minimum copy is 3, and also one more thing कि इसका जो prop है that is available in each and every single obstacle, for that prop I keep destroying the single object. So I want to now say on become invisible, I just want game object that set active false again. That is, I'm going to disable it and I'm going to enable it and I'm going to reuse it, reposition it here and there and everything else. So this is basically pooling, like basic pooling. Okay, so is timer not running? What happened? Bodies to spawn length is 0. Alright, and now we don't care about bodies to spawn. Now we care about instantiated bodies dot length. Okay, and for each bodies in instantiated bodies, this is going to be count instead. Yep, I definitely messed up there. Who is hello? Alright. Okay, what just happened? Why are some of these objects enabled still? Alright, maybe because मैं यहाँ पे कुछ गलती कर रहा एक बार. So I'll just say कि इसको बाहर ही रखते हैं हम लोग, right? And जो body instantiate हुआ है उसको actually ऐड करके रखना है, ये बराबर है. ठीक है, उसको अलग वेरिएबल पर असाइन भी कर सकते हैं बाद में इफ सेम प्रॉब्लम आया तो. सो या यहाँ पे देखिए एक बैरल फॉर सम रीजंस एक्टिव है. वाई 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 क्या मेरा ऑब्जेक्ट स्पॉनर एक्टिव है? यस, दैट इज़ वाई. आई डोंट वांट दिस स्क्रिप्ट टू बी एक्टिव येट. So I'll go to easy and I'll see okay, this is now active and this is going to pull from each and every object. So अभी of course on become invisible only works जब मेरे सीन पे भी नहीं दिख रहा वो. So as you can see barrel जब गिरता है वो disable होता है, सीन के बाहर जाता तो. If we keep our camera outside and जैसे barrel सीन के बाहर गया it becomes invisible. But for now the issue is ये सिर्फ barrels ला रहा है. Why? Because barrels are on top. I just don't want these barrels. I want to select a random object. Now we can also go down the route of instantiating this objects as random, but that would just break the purposes. It would just reseed for a single session. अगर एक ही session मेरे को 2 से 3 ही obstacles मिले, then it would be rendered useless. Right? So I don't want that. I want to select the bodies at random. Right? This body should be selected at random. That's it. Right? So in order to do that, a very simple logic would be to do it in a while loop. While. Okay, now I'll just say rigid body again. So many bodies we have tonight. I mean, not tonight, for this instance. Take a while body, or while body is equals to null. Alright, equals to null. Yeah, correct. So I'm just going to say if body will try to be, that is if random dot range 0 comma instantiated bodies dot count, this is going to be the index of instantiated bodies, and we just see if it is game object dot active self. Okay, that is where context equals to this entire thing. That is context dot game object dot active self. Okay, in that case I'll just say body equals context. Sorry, if not active self, yeah. If not active self, in that case body will be equals to context. Right. And if every iteration is broken, in that case we must exit out of the loop, which the while loop cannot handle for now. Right? If it finds literally any game object, if all the game objects are active all at once on the screen, it's just going to crash the game because it couldn't find anything on that single frame, since loops are designed to run or complete on a single piece of frame. So it's going to be very troublesome. So in that case I would want another algorithm that allows me to select such bodies at random. Right. So in that case I guess I'll get rid of this code. I'll just use for and I got 0 I guess in what I called I plus minus and So while instantiating, it was supposedly easy because we can pick a random object to instantiate, but now that all objects have been instantiated, it's a little head scratching for me to select at what object to select from all of these bodies. Now we only want to select for what is not disabled. So I guess यहाँ पे ही जाता हूँ मैं, एंड आई गेस एक बहुत ही बुरा सा लॉजिक लगा सकता हूँ मैं अभी के लिए, इज़ दैट आई को चेंज कर दूँगा 0, body start count. That is initialization में उसको change कर दूँगा, and I'll just copy paste this entire code right there. Correct. That is if bodies I, that is सारे के सारे body को instantiate bodies I के साथ मैं replace कर दूँगा. Right, now this is not again not a good code, but this is hypothetically not going to throw any errors or not going to run in an infinite loop or basically freeze the game. It would simply just ignore spawning the object for a particular instance unless that object goes active again. So of course this is even if an object is disabled or ready to be active, it won't just go to them and try to get them to be active. It would rather just look at the second half or third half, but at least I just want to see if this is okay or not. So we have barrel. Next का मेरा अपने को bomb मिला. So randomly any of the object is being selected, but again right now what we can do instead is, हम लोग ने ऑलरेडी इंस्टेंशिएटेड बॉडीज करके रखा हुआ है. आई थिंक द easiest way to achieve this would be to create again two more lists, that is objects that are ready to be launched and objects that are not available to be launched. That is, इस bodies पे जो भी है we migrate this to another lists. Hi sir, hello Prajwal. Okay bro, hello Prajwal. Maybe ओ 1 घंटा होने भी आया, बाप रे, मालूम ही नहीं पड़ा. अरे जो ठीक है, इसका इफेक्ट आई गेस दिखने लगेगा जब कॉपीज 2 या 1 पे आएगा. इट वुड बी डिफ़िकल्ट टू जस्ट स्पॉन ए सिंगल पीस ऑफ बैरल. ओके, पहला वही हुआ. ठीक है, बाप रे, ना तो बैरल से आ रहा है. ओके, बम आया, स्कल आया फाइनली. ठीक है, दिस इज़ द इजी डिफ़िकल्टी आई गेस. देन अभी यहाँ पे मैंने टाइमर भी का दिया, 1 to 4 का दिया हुआ है. इसको 1 to 2 का करा ताकि सब कुछ फटाफट स्पॉन आने लगे. ठीक है. अगेन, सो दिस थियोरेटिकली वर्क्स, बट अगेन दिस इज़ अ बैड लॉजिक, आई कैन टेल इट. अभी मेरे को यहाँ पे एक और चीज़ रियलाइज़ हुआ कि इसको इंस्टेड 0.01 पे डाल देता हूँ, बिकॉज यू डोंट वांट द टाइमर टू बी ज़ीरो का टाइमर होगा तो प्रॉब्लम देगा ही देगा. बट इसको हम लोग 0.1 या 0.2 पे डाल सकते हैं. सो क्या आएगा, अभी स्पेक्टेट करने के लिए अपने को या फिर टेस्ट करने के लिए अपने को थोड़ा ईजी करेगा. राइट, लाइक केओस हो गया, सब हर एक चीज़ें भेज रही है यहाँ पे एंड एवरीथिंग. सिंस दिस इज़ एन ऑर्थोग्राफिक कैमरा, कुछ इशू आना तो नहीं चाहिए. कुछ डेप्थ में चले गया, कोई ऑब्जेक्ट टकरा के एक दूसरे से पीछे चले गया, इन दैट केस इट वोंट बी एन इशू। ठीक है, अभी नीचे जस्ट कल आए बिना निकल गया। ठीक है, द ऑब्जेक्ट्स colliding with themselves is not a bad effect, it is a good effect. So ठीक है, आई गेस इन रेयर केसेस जहाँ पे किसी ऑब्जेक्ट को स्क्रीन तक आने ही नहीं मिलता है एंड वो चले जाता है, इन दैट केस इट वुड बी जस्ट अनलकी, या फिर ठीक है उसका भी सोल्यूशन निकाल सकता है। राइट, सो ऑलराइट, ठीक है। अभी I will just think about this random spawning for 2 minutes, and let's see if I go down the route of creating again two different lists instead. One that says ki what bodies are available to be thrown and what bodies are already occupied. Okay, that is instantiated bodies, and we then have available bodies. Okay, that is, I guess I can change the name of this to available bodies, and then create yet another list of active bodies, I guess, right? So basically what I'm about to do is again I'm going to comment all this code, and I guess ये इसका final iteration होगा. So ठीक है, if available bodies count is 0, in that case I'm going to return this is fine, and I'm just going to say कि sure where context is equals to again random dot range this entire thing for available bodies, and it is definitely going to select anything at random. That's just fine. Alright, take it, just perfect. After that, what I would want to do is again the rest of the stuff, that is इसका set active true करने का, and that is the context that game object is set active true, इसका spawn point डिसेंड करने का, इसमें torque वगैरह ऐड करने का. So again all the basic stuff, but instead I'll just go with context this time. Alright, ठीक है, and I don't think spawn point को अलग लाइन का ज़रूरत है, थोड़ा अनॉय कर रहा है मेरे को बीच में. Right, so ठीक है, and finally after all this, for when the game object was set active as true, alright, I want to remove this from the available bodies, and for when the object is again disabled, I want to add it back to the available bodies. So I basically want a callback for whenever this object is active or not active. So what I can do in that case is to just show here a public unity action on enable. Alright, that is on enable करके again main function है जहाँ पे it's going to that is on active नाम दे देते इसका ताकि conflict ना हो. On active I'll just call or invoke this event. Now this is strictly needs to be event because I want to restrict the functionalities of a delegate, and for when it becomes invisible I now want on inactive So I'm going to say on inactive dot invoke. Alright. Alright. So I, for each and every body that I'm spawning once, I want to add to their on enable and on disable functions. That is body dot get component, that is prop. That is basically if body dot try get component prop, or actually out prop p. Right, in that case I'll just say p dot on active is equals to, I want to add key available bodies available bodies dot add this body and p dot on inactive available bodies dot remove this body. I don't want to add bodies just right here. I want where context should be equals to this thing, that is instantiating body dot transform. Now this is going to be the context. I want to deal with context at every time, and it's going to basically add available bodies from context and available bodies okay. इसके बाद I'll just say actually यहाँ पे ऐड आएगा, राइट, यहाँ पे रिमूव आएगा. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I definitely think so. देखते हैं. Also question mark, that is null check, right? Of course anonymous delegate भी बना सकते हैं, but I guess null check यहाँ पे better रहेगा. So ये किधर भी ऐड नहीं हुआ, राइट? नप, ठीक है. दैट इज इसको पहले से हम लोग ने एक्टिव इनएक्टिव करके रखा हुआ है, एंड हम लोग यहाँ पे जस्ट इसको अवेलेबल बॉडीज डॉट ऐड करके रख रहे हैं इस कंटेक्स्ट को, राइट. एंड उन पर बाइंडिंग कर रहा है. ठीक है, लेट्स सी. अभी वी आर नॉट यूजिंग एक्टिव बॉडीज. यस, सो ठीक है. आई गेस मेरे को यहाँ से उसका सेट एक्टिव निकालना नहीं चाहिए था. कंटेक्स्ट डॉट गेम ऑब्जेक्ट डॉट सेट एक्टिव ट्रू. सो बेसिकली दिस इज गोइंग टू सेट एक्टिव इट्स ट्रू, एंड वो ऑन एनेबल पे इसका ऑन एक्टिव रन करेगा, दैट इज अवेलेबल बॉडीज से निकल जाएगा एंड इनविजिबल होने पे वापस अवेलेबल बॉडीज पे आ जाएगा. सो मे बी वी डोंट रियली रिक्वायर एक्टिव बॉडीज एज वेल, मे बी, आई डोंट नो. ओके सो वो भी है. अवेलेबल बॉडीज से नहीं निकल रही है, राइट. इसका ऑन एक्टिव में डाला हुआ मैंने और इनएक्टिव में भी डाला हुआ है. ओके आई एम ट्राइंग टू गेट इन बॉडी, मेरे को कंटेक्स्ट में निकालना है, माय बैड. यप. सो क्या सेम ही बॉडी ऊपर जाकर वापस से रीयूज हो रहा था नीचे आकर. सो इफ आई प्रेस प्ले अगेन, या ओके. टाइप इज नॉट सपोर्टेड. व्हाट has disappeared. Yep, available bodies has disappeared. All right. Okay then. I added to instantiated bodies and everything else. So basically after this entire loop, I'll also say inactive bodies will be equals to instantiated bodies, right? And I'll be adding and removing into yet another list. So I'm adding everything or populating everything on this instantiated bodies. फिर उसको एक्टिव और इनएक्टिव पे मैं इनएक्टिव और एक्टिव बॉडीज से ऐड कर रहा हूँ, निकाल रहा हूँ. इनएक्टिव बॉडीज को निकालना है एंड इनएक्टिव बॉडीज को ऐड करना है, बराबर है, राइट. एंड आफ्टर दैट व्हाट I want to say is, instead of doing this, I want to take the context from inactive bodies instead. Then ठीक है, so it doesn't throw errors. Maybe this is going to work. Oops, क्या होगा इधर? कहाँ पे आया? So what? Okay. Maybe बाद में. Okay, object disposed exception. Inactive bodies, array data 6 has disappeared. Alright, array data element 6 has disappeared. Inactive bodies में से. And where am I handling inactive bodies? I want to in Alright then. Now this is a pain because that's fine I guess. So I'll keep the inactive bodies access, and जो भी यहाँ से निकल रहा है I'll also get rid of it from inactive bodies after it was set to true. So after it was set to true, that is context is supposed to be the rigid body, that is remove context. Right, I'm just removing the context for now, and I'm just going to see if this is going to throw an error. I don't think it is. Okay, it really shouldn't be throwing any kind of error. Yeah, so for every okay, hey, instantiated bodies क्यों निकल रहा है? What? मैं तो स्टार्ट में रखा हुआ ना. ओह अच्छा, दोनों को भी सेम कर दिया मैंने. माय बैड. यहाँ पे जो इक्वल्स रखा है कि सो पहले जो मैंने लिखा था सब बराबर लिखा था. इट शुड बी वर्किंग जस्ट फाइन. राइट, यहाँ पे जो था बराबर था. इट्स जस्ट दैट कि मैंने दोनों लिस्ट को सेम कर दिया. ये क्लास टाइप है माय बैड. सो ठीक है. आई जस्ट से inactive bodies dot also add the same contexts. Okay, and वो करेगा inactive bodies के साथ add और remove. वो लेगा भी inactive bodies पे से हर एक चीज़ है. राइट, whereas जो काम हो रहा था instantiated bodies पे हो रहा है. Sure, we can also get rid of inactive bodies maybe, but ठीक है. अभी दोनों लिस्ट सेम रखा है. दोनों लिस्ट में से ऊपर नीचे अप डाउन हो रहा था. That is, it was removing things from both the lists. That is what I did wrong. Okay, I don't think that. Never mind. Okay. Things are simple and we were just instead changing everything. Now it seems bad. Okay, I'm still adding it here, and I'm trying to just get a random from all of this, but it just won't take the inactive ones. It is going to take the random one. Now, okay, I think I'm also a little bit confused here and there, but ठीक है. ये सी ये बॉम्बे वापस से reload होकर आया. ठीक है. Now I can also go down the route of just not spawning any stuff for if the object is inactive. That is if context dot game object dot active self. In that case, also I would want to return. So this is also a valid outcome if मेरे को इतना complex logic नहीं बनाना है. तो ये मैंने just realize किया. So ठीक है, I guess. That is, it won't be spawning any object in that time period if the said object or the randomly selected object is already active. What I wanted to do was just to get literally any inactive object if that were अवेलेबल. सो ठीक है, आई गेस वो वाला पार्ट बाद में अचीव करने का ट्राई करते हैं, पर फॉर नाउ दिस इज़ नॉट हार्मफुल एट ऑल. ओके, दिस इज़ डेफिनेटली नॉट हार्मफुल एंड इट्स गोइंग टू डू स्टफ. अभी यहाँ पे इंस्टेड ऑफ मैक्स टाइम आई जस्ट से मैक्स टाइम इज़ 1. लेट्स सी कितना ऑब्जेक्ट्स आता है. सो मैनी. राइट, नाउ ऑफ कोर्स द इंटेंसिटी कैन इंक्रीज इफ अपना कॉपीज बढ़ता है, विच इज़ फाइन इन दिस केस सिंस वी आर नॉट इंस्टेंशिएटिंग एट रन टाइम. हम लोग एडिट टाइम पे सब कुछ इंस्टेंशिएट कर रहे हैं, सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी फाइन. राइट, सो नाउ वी हैव मोर ऑब्जेक्ट्स टू सिलेक्ट फ्रॉम. सो जब इसका मैक्स टाइम वाज सपोज टू बी 1, इट्स going to spawn quickly. Okay, there is so much spawning of obstacles. Again, this is harmful. I think this is what I will keep for now. Okay, I don't need to implement a complex logic for such a small game. Also, not that I wouldn't have been able to do it. Of course I would be able to do it. Maybe I just need a clear day of mind. Alright, so ठीक है, this is fine, this is harmless, this is great, I like it. अभी इसके बाद I think this is redundant. We don't want any of this. We'll just keep the simple as logic. And it's time to make the mouse and the trail that kills this objects. So in order to do that, मेरे को एक ऑफ कोर्स एक गेम ऑब्जेक्ट लगेगा जिसके अंदर आई विल बी सेइंग अ ट्रेल रेंडरर और आई विल बी सेटिंग अ ट्रेल रेंडर. सो फॉर वेन एवर आई एम मूविंग दिस ऑब्जेक्ट इट बेसिकली ड्रॉज अ ट्रेल. सो इस ट्रेल का टाइम आई विल सेट टू 1, सो द ट्रेल इज अ बिट शॉर्टर, मे बी 0.2 instead. 0.1. Yeah, I guess that's fine. So I'll also be changing its material to the default line material. Right, I don't want shadows, nor do I want to receive shadows. No additional probing, force no motion and dynamic occlusion. Sure, ये गेम में क्या काम का. अरे ठीक है, cool. एंड देन इसका विथ सेट करना है श्योरली. सो एडिट की 0.3, ऐड की, एडिट की 1 0. राइट, बोथ tangents linear, both tangents linear. So now I have this trail. Right, nice. Now after I have this trail, I want to make this my cursor. Hey hey. Alternate cursor. I don't really like the word mania for some reasons. ठीक है. So this is going to be my cursor that is going to kill stuff. Alright, in that case I would want to attach a script to this, that is player cursor waiting. Player cursor, I'll attach this and script didn't open up. राइट, हाँ, वन मोर थिंग, मैंने यहाँ पे स्टिल अपना कैमरा कैश नहीं किया, मेरे को जस्ट रैंडमली याद आया. सो ठीक है, इज इट इवन रिक्वायर्ड? प्रोबेबली नॉट, आई गेस. जान दे फिर, सिंस वो मेन ऑलरेडी कैश्ड है, C++ में कॉल जाता है उसका. राइट, कैमरा मेन इज एन एक्सटर्नल कॉल दैट गोज टू C++, बट आई गेस सिंस we are only using it at random intervals, it's fine, it's not using the camera every single frame. But if you still want to cache it, I कर ही देता हूँ. Right, it's fairly simple. Okay, simple. But I think it should not collide with other objects. Yes, we will see about that. To not collide with other objects, we just have to set the collision matrix layers, nothing else, nothing big. Yeah, I was about to add the cursor script to this player. So again, I'll go to update and I'll write transform.position will be equals to input.mouse position, let's say. Right, let's see what happens. Right, let's see if I can see a trail. Of course मेरे को ट्रेल नहीं दिखने वाला बिकॉज वाइट पे वाइट है. राइट, सो कर्सर का लाइन रेंडर पे जाके इसको मैं ब्लैक कलर का कर देता हूँ. राइट, ठीक है. कंट्रोल एस, हिट प्ले, choose literally any difficulty because it doesn't matter as of now. I haven't coded anything, but ठीक है. Is it following my mouse? Yes, but where is the cursor, you ask? As you can see, it is going from a ridiculous amount of points or position to ridiculous amount of position. This is now at 0 0. This is where I will be saving my line. So ठीक है, we don't want this to be at mouse position, but we want it to be at camera's position. So here I would have to cache the main camera again, that is private camera main camera, and awake पे जाके I'll just say this that, and I'll just say main camera dot screen, or basically screen to world point input dot mouse position. Right? Screen to world. Like it's moving my mouse on screen on to the world. It should be something. No? Again, what is the value? बराबर तो है. ट्रेल क्यों नहीं दिख रहा फिर? ट्रेल है तो सही यहाँ पर, तो मेरे व्यू पोर्ट पे क्यों नहीं दिख रहा है? वाई मेरे सीन पे भी बराबर जा रहा है. राइट, what happened? What is happening? ऐसे कुछ फर्क पड़ना नहीं चाहिए. Maybe because the material is wrong. What if I go with default sprite? No. Mask contraction, no, I don't need that. Probes, lighting का shadows on, shadows वगैरह तो कुछ दिखेगा नहीं. But फिर भी, how is this working? Let's say इसको मैं रेड कलर देता हूँ and यहाँ पर even black कलर देता हूँ. I actually solid कलर का था and इसको फिर white कलर डालता. Right? Alright, now again this is peak unity. Right? That is, you don't want to work when people are watching you. ठीक है. What did I miss? Apply in active color space. Uh, because this is perfect. Alright, ये अभी के लिए थोड़ा बराबर है. Even my trail is rendering at correct positions. It's just that it isn't showing up on my game view for some reasons. Maybe free aspect वगैरह से कुछ फर्क पड़ना नहीं चाहिए, but ठीक है. हाँ, that is new. This is new. Is trail renderer not, does trail renderer not render in 3D space? I have never heard of that. Dynamic occlusion on कर देता है and देखते हैं सारी चीज़ें चेंज करके देखते हैं. डिफ़ॉल्ट के बदले विल जस्ट गो सुपीरियर 1200 रिसीव शेडोज़ कास्ट शेडोज़ जो भी इसको पूरा का पूरा रीसेट मारते हैं. मैं तो बोलता हूँ रीसेट मारने के बाद क्या दिख रहा है. अगेन द सेम थिंग. हाउ हो nice. Yes, edge collider on top. ठीक है, we'll make adjustments to that as well. But I actually didn't like the क्या बोलता है. हाँ, the objects going off screen. हाँ, मैंने ये तो देखा नहीं इसका Z ओके नेवर माइंड फक सॉरी. इसका Z पोजीशन बराबर नहीं है ब्रा. ठीक है. So we just say where position and yeah, that was indeed a very beginner silly mistake by me. I'll just say okay, this needs to be right here, right, and we'll just say position dot z will be equals to 0 whatever. Yeah. I just realized that. ठीक है. So it is now following my mouse and I am able to see the trail. Alright, that is great. Right, now I only want to draw this trail for when I'm actually clicking the mouse. Alright, that is on mouse drag. That's it. KW right. ठीक है. Alright, so it isn't drawing unless मैं लेफ्ट क्लिक करके इसको लाऊँ वापस. On mouse drag काम नहीं कर रहा. Okay, does it work only on simulators? Why isn't on mouse drag working right now? ठीक है, सब बेड़ा बनाने बैठे मेरे को. Cool. I'll try it once more. Oh, my bad. On mouse drag को जब किसी ऑब्जेक्ट पर रहता तभी चलता. बराबर. For now this object has no renderer, so of course on mouse drag काम नहीं करेगा. That was again stupid of me. Maybe I need a break because I've been taking lectures since 11 in the morning and I don't really need to justify. If input dot mouse or get mouse button 0, right, in that case I can now draw trails. Yay. Right. So when I click it, I can now do this stuff. Maybe I would also want to increase the vertex distance. This is basically going to make my lines look like polygons basically. 6.65 में मेरा lines you can see कितना rigid दिख रहा. So a value of 1 or a value of 0.1 would make my line look actually much smoother, right? So let's see on a value of 1 if we were to add end cap vertices, like let's say 1 or 1 or 10 or 10, right? That is ये मेरा टिप कितना स्मूथ है वो बताता, right? Let's say 0 0 पे था, you can see मेरा टिप कितना पॉइंटी है, जो ट्राइंगल्स दे रहा है ना मेरा माउस कर्सर के ऊपर एग्जैक्टली वो देखो. एंड नाउ वी से corner cap vertices, oops sorry, end cap vertices. Now you can see it looks much smoother, right? So we'll just keep this 2, right? Maybe 2 or 3 or whatever. This can be 0.5 and we have right this. Okay, we have this, exactly this, which is great. इसका एंडिंग भी कितना पॉइंटी होना चाहिए, कितना कर्वी होना चाहिए, वी कैन डिफाइन दैट बाय ऑफ कोर्स कॉर्नर वर्टिसेस. राइट, सही है सब. नाइस. फाइनली मैं थोड़ा ब्रेक लेके आता हूँ बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स कितना 1.5 घंटा हो गया ये. हाँ, मैं लेफ्ट राइट करूँगा थोड़ा, so bear with that.
Hi, I hope you're learning well. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hey, thanks for being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. Hey, thanks for still being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. I'll be back shortly. I'm right along the way. I'm coming. Just wait. You're waiting. Just a few more minutes. I'll be back shortly. I know you're waiting. I'll be back shortly. Just a few more minutes. I'm right along the way. I'm coming. Just wait. Hi, I hope you're learning well. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hey, thanks for being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. Hey, thanks for still being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. I'll be back shortly. I'm right along the way. I'm coming. Just wait. Hey, I know you're waiting. Just a few more minutes. I'll be back shortly. I know you're waiting. I'll be back shortly. Just a few more minutes. I'm right along the way. I'm coming. Just wait. Hi, I hope you're learning well. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hey, thanks for being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. Hey, thanks for still being here. I'm excited to share my experience with you. I'll be back shortly. I'm right along the way. I'm coming. Just wait. know you're waiting. Just a few more minutes. I'll be back shortly.
Okay, so 10-minute break as clearly shown on the break screen break video was completed. Okay. Alright. So get mouse button 0 this that and we now have a cursor. Now we want to check what object is where and we want to kill that object right now. Right. So we go from drawing array, that is physics dot raycast. Right. First it asks for array and the max distance, or it outputs a hit info. Now we can give it an origin point, give it a origin point, that is this thing right here. Of course, if it works, I will be caching this later. The direction would be vector3 dot z. Oops. Vector3 dot forward. Max distance mathf dot infinity. Layer masks is what I want to define for each of the destroyable blocks. So I am now going to write wheel private layer mask, that is prop layers. Alright, now let's see if this works or if it even gives out a boolean as to what was hit or what was not. I would also want an out, that is before layer mask. Yeah, this is a test script. We'll see if it works or not, if it even detects an object or not. So I first need to define layer for each and every props. So I'm going to create a layer called as prop, right? And I'll go to main prefabs, select everything. I'll go prop and oh, this was changed. All right, and cursor पे I'll define prop. This was changed as well. Nice. Right. So for when I am using this, I can now detect skull, crate, and everything else. So this is working fine, just fine. Alright. So I am going to say if this entire thing, in that case, I'm going to do something. Alright. For that, first of all, I need to cache this value. That is array dot origin. ठीक है, I'll store this in a new array that says it requires an origin and a direction. So इसको मैं origin यहाँ पे डाल देता हूँ. and इसका direction vector3 dot forward यहाँ पे डाल देता हूँ, right? So it basically creates a new ray which I can then use in raycast as well as ray dot origin, right? And I can also say origin equals to this and direction would be equals to this, right? So basically we get what we want again. सब कैश भी ओके मिलेगा, जो भी रे पे सब कैश होना है, रे पे से अपन सब उठा रहे हैं. Also to not create a new ray every single frame, what I can also do is just keep array intact, I guess. That is going to be array again. Start पे array dot direction is going to be vector3 dot forward, and I'll just say instead array dot origin will be equals to this, and I'll just stop this, and this is what we get. Unnecessary, yeah, definitely. So for now I need to define on what should happen for whenever this object is detected onto the prop. That is, I would want key info dot get या फिर game object or whatever, info dot collider dot get component prop. In that case I want to do something to that class. Now sure, I will be required to create a nest of 3 ifs, FFF, which is just fine, it's not bad, right? And also if I recast it, in that case बराबर है, what else am I even supposed to do? It is what it is, right? F info dot actually info dot game object नहीं मिलेगा ना, अच्छा info dot collider dot try get component actually, okay, out prop p. In that case I am supposed to run p dot okay public void on touched. That is, I'm then going to call this function, which is named really badly but alright, it transfers the meaning well, I guess. So alright, is this going to work? I don't know if out variables जाते हैं यहाँ पे. I guess that it's going to work then. Alright then, great, not bad. Prop dot untouched. Cool. So what should be happening on touched? On touched, I'll say the game checked should be rendered false as well. That is, it can run the become invisible function, which is also fine, right? Now if we press play and if we go to literally any difficulty, we can now see this objects destroy themselves. So ठीक है. Now there is also one short detail is that you can see मेरा trail कितना लंबा तक जा रहा है for whenever I click here and there. So basically for when I get mouse button down, and that is if input dot get mouse button down. Okay, यहाँ पे डबल आ गया. Never mind. In that case, I do require a reference to the trail renderer. That is again the private trail renderer trail. Alright, which is going to be trail will be equals to get component trail renderer, whatever, right? And यहाँ पे I'll just say trail dot clear. That's it. Alright. So मेरे button hold पे it's going to move around, but for whenever I press the button, it's going to clear the trail. So I won't be seeing. I mean I shouldn't be seeing this, but ठीक है. I guess ठीक है, उसका देखते हैं बाद में फिर और क्या कर सकते हैं. Emitting auto destruct क्या होता है? Destruct game also when there is no trail. No, not really. Emitting, yeah, sure. I want to emit the trail, definitely. Apply active color space, yeah, sure, whatever. View stretch tile, or maybe static. Texture mode needs to be static, maybe. No, still. So ठीक है. अभी के लिए आई गेस एवरीथिंग इज़ वर्किंग फाइन. आई श्योर ट्रेल का थोड़ा इशू है एंड बाकी तुम लोग के सजेशंस है. नॉट 10 minutes, इट वाज इंक्रीमेंटिंग बाय 5 एवरी टाइम. ओके, बाकी सबके सजेशंस भी अप्लाई करना है. ऑलराइट, सो इन दैट केस अभी आई जस्ट वांट कि ऑन टच्ड पे ऑन बिकम इनविजिबल के साथ एक और चीज़ हो, दैट इज़ पार्टिकल एमिट होने चाहिए. अभी ऑफकोर्स स्मिथ ने भी थोड़ा पार्टिकल्स बना के रखे होते हैं. मे बी वी कैन यूज़ द सेम पार्टिकल सिस्टम हियर एज वेल. सो आई गेस इसका प्रोजेक्ट ओपन करके उसके पार्टिकल सिस्टम का प्रीफैब बना के यहाँ पे जॉइन कर लेता, विच वुड बी आई गेस क्विकर. सो कहाँ गया मीत का प्रोजेक्ट उसका था. ऑलराइट, एंड ठीक है. मीनवाइल पार्टिकल सिस्टम के लिए एक कॉमन सिस्टम बना रहा है. यहाँ पे पार्टिकल सिस्टम कैसा रहेगा, कहाँ पे रहेगा? नाउ वी डोंट वांट इंडिविजुअल पार्टिकल्स ऑन ईच एंड एवरी ऑब्जेक्ट. वी जस्ट वांट देम टू बी अवेलेबल ऑन द कर्सर एज वेल. हाँ, कर्सर पे भी चल जाएगा, कोई इशू नहीं है. राइट, इफ कर्सर पे कुछ चलता है देन कर्सर पे भी हम लोग पार्टिकल सिस्टम जो भी टच करा सकते हैं. सो बेबी व्हाट वी कैन आल्सो डू इज instead of creating a new function, we can just make this public as well. Right, we can make this public and यहाँ पे बोल सकते हैं कि हाँ कहाँ गया प्लेयर कर्सर ऑन बिकम इनविजिबल वाला फंक्शन कॉल करो. That is, it is now invisible, it is now rendered invisible, and then we want to spawn a particle system right here, which means I will be creating a private particle system, right, whereas system would be equals to this thing right here. And yeah, sure. ओके, एक चीज़ और करना पड़ेगा, बट ठीक है, वो कुछ बड़ा बात नहीं है. इसको सबसे पहले कर्सर के साथ रीसेट करना पड़ा है. अपने को ये भी डिफाइन करना है कि दिस शुड बी वर्ल्ड. ऑफ कोर्स दैट वुड ओनली बी फुलफिल्ड आफ्टर वी यूइंग दिस पार्टिकल सिस्टम. सो इसने पार्टिकल्स वगैरह बनाया, लेकिन द थिंग इज इसने हर एक पार्टिकल के लिए अलग अलग prefabs बना के रखे हुए हैं. So we just need one of this because everything is basically the same and it's just changing its colors, nothing else. So alright, ब्लैक वाला उठा देता है आई गेस. अभी योइंक करने के लिए मैं दूसरा मॉनिटर यूज़ करूँगा एंड वहाँ से पार्टिकल्स इधर लिखा होगा ये. एंड अगर मैं इसको रखता हूँ बीच में, आई कैन सी दिस इज़ वर्किंग जस्ट फाइन. ऑलराइट, सो कूल. इसका पार्टिकल सिस्टम आई कॉपी कंपोनेंट, राइट. आई पुट इट ऑन टू कर्सर एंड पेस्ट कंपोनेंट वैल्यूज. राइट, सो रिस्टार्ट करेगा, वी गेट दिस. श्योर इस पर रेंडर नहीं है बिकॉज इट इज़ मिसिंग द मटीरियल, सो वी आर टू प्रोवाइड इट द अगेन स्प्रेड्स डिफॉल्ट मटीरियल. सो वी एसेंशियली gather this thing, right? It's a black material, this is going to be a red material and everything else. Great. Now we don't even require this prefab, जो कि अच्छी बात है. Okay, cool. So अभी के लिए I'll just say system dot play Dunzo, right? Right, it's working all fine. Now also इस पार्टिकल सिस्टम को थोड़ा सा स्पेक्टेट करते हो ऊपर नीचे से, राइट. दैट इज ड्यूरेशन इज सपोज टू बी इतना छोटा. इसका लाइफ टाइम इसने 0.5 रखा तो ड्यूरेशन ऑल्सो शुड बी 0.5, राइट. 0.01 आई गेस. इसने क्या रहेगा, रैंडम बिटवीन टू कॉन्स्टेंट्स. ऑल राइट, सो मे बी 0.1 से 0.5 तक लेके जाते हैं इंस्टेड. स्टार्ट स्पीड शुड बी 10. All right, I am not going to change any of the things that are going to manipulate this particles. All right, so इसको अभी के लिए ब्लैक कर देता है. 3D physics, sure. World simulation speed 1. Play on awake, not really. Max particles, ये चेंज करना. देखो ऑटो रैंडम सीड नहीं करना, we will reseed it once. Right, stop action none. Culling mode, pause and catch up, and ring buffer disabled. Sure. अभी एमिशन के अंदर इसने क्या रखा, रेट ओवर टाइम इज गोइंग टू बी 150 एंड इट्स अ बर्स्ट. इफ इट्स अ बर्स्ट, व्हाई डू वी रिक्वायर रेट ओवर टाइम, राइट. सो इफ आई नाउ प्रेस प्ले एंड लेट्स से इसको बोलता हूँ दिस इज गोइंग टू बर्स्ट, इट्स गोइंग टू डू दैट. सो इसका मैक्स पार्टिकल इफ आई कीप इट एट 150, राइट, फॉर अनदर ऑब्जेक्ट इट्स गोइंग टू वर्क जस्ट फाइन. बट लेट्स से अगर इसका मैक्स पार्टिकल्स है 120, सो इट वोंट हैव इनफ पार्टिकल्स फॉर दिस बर्स्ट to occur, so it is only going to spawn 20 simple particles, right. So I'll say इसका max particles should be कितना होना चाहिए, 300 let's say. and इसका burst में थोड़ा variations डालता है, right. that is इसका first count should be 100, second count should be 50, third count should be 25 at time, I guess this, whatever this is supposed to be, right, at the same time I guess. And cycles should be 1, sure. Probability 0.5, 0.25. So basically is कितना आएगा, 150 175 पार्टिकल्स आएगा. दैट इज़ 175 पार्टिकल्स हम लोग को यहाँ पे लिखना है एंड दैट इज़ व्हाट इज़ गोइंग टू स्पॉन, राइट. सो रैंडमली 100 से लेकर 175 पार्टिकल्स कितने भी स्पॉन हो सकते हैं फॉर ईच एंड एवरी सिंगल ऑब्जेक्ट. So that is what we are doing, right. There is a short variation, it's just at 100 से 175 पार्टिकल कितने भी आएंगे, और we can just maybe decrease the probability. It's going to be 1.5 and 0.25 instead. At 100 particles का chances आने कम रहेगा. Okay, so it's what this looks like right now, right. Not bad, not bad. Sure. इसको ये भी कर देता है, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी 1, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी 0.02 0.03, राइट. लेट्स सी. सो पार्टिकल थोड़ा क्या चालू रहेगा कभी ना कभी, राइट. इंस्टेड इसको 0.2 0.3 कर सकता है, I guess. Alright, so you can see थोड़ा बहुत आफ्टर मैथ आ रहा है उसका. Right. So this is the distance that is long. ये just मैंने showcase करने के लिए बताया. So I guess 0.5 and 0.75 जो भी 0.1 के रेंज में है. So I don't think इतना बड़ा फ़र्क पड़ना चाहिए. But still it's going to look a little bit cooler. Right. अगर एक बॉक्स से दो पार्टिकल सिस्टम आते दो अलग अलग जगह पे, it's not bad. And then we finally move on to shape. Shape पे क्या देवा है? Sphere देवा है, sure. Arc is random and I don't think कुछ चेंज करना चाहिए यहाँ पे. I'll just leave it. उसने जो किया बराबर ही किया होगा. I'm not going to question that. Velocity over lifetime. This is interesting, right? Velocity over lifetime का काम क्या? This still remains the same, correct? But with velocity over lifetime, is there any difference? Yes, I guess. So इसने जो linear x वगैरह दिया हुआ है, ठीक है, किया होगा उसने चेंज. So अगर वेलोसिटी कर रहा है तो उसको लिमिट करने का एक्चुअली ज़रूरत नहीं है, बट ठीक है. Cool. In that case, I guess ये फिर भी डिफ़ॉल्ट सेटिंग्स है. I think so. Size over lifetimes, sure. अभी random between two curves, all right. अच्छा, random between two curves है. In that case, sure, कोई पार्टिकल जल्दी जाएगा, कोई पार्टिकल स्ट्रेट जाएगा, बराबर है. रोटेशन ओवर लाइफ टाइम 30, sure. रोटेशन बाय स्पीड 90, all right, whatever. रेंडर के अंदर वी नो मोशन, ठीक है. रेंडर मोड मैश डेफिनेटली कुल. सो ठीक है, अपने को पार्टिकल सिस्टम इसका थोड़ा एक्सपेक्टेड हो गया अपने को ऊपर ऊपर से. एंड गुड. इसके बाद वी वांट कि ईच एंड एवरी प्रॉप पे देयर विल बी ए पब्लिक color, that is shade, I guess, मालूम नहीं. That is particle shade, right? For each and every object that we destroy, or sorry, if we disable, yeah, we will say okay, before playing the system I want system dot color to change. Alright, that is start color. It is okay. I just change the start color anyways. P dot particle shade. Sure, this is obsolete. I will change that. I know what the non-obsolete function is, but still I just want to showcase कि this is what I are going to do. Right, सबसे पहले barrel उठाता है, and barrel disabled क्यों है? I don't want everything disabled for now. Right, so we go to barrel again, and इसका color we set to this. We go to bomb, इसका color we set to gray. We go to crate, इसका color we set to, I guess, lighter yellow. इसका we set to red. Now sure, bye bye. crate के ऊपर जो material लगा हुआ है, that is polygon texture this. अच्छा, ये हमने जो crate यूज़ किया था वो किस रेड कलर का था, so यहाँ पे वो इशू है. Sure. Right, so we now also achieve different particles for different colors, right? So again, that is looking good, right? So ठीक है, we'll go to game manager, sorry camera, इसको पूरा black करते हैं. Now I'm about to see कि यहाँ पे ऑब्स्टिकल्स दिखा देगा नहीं गिज्मोस बंद करके, राइट सिर्फ, राइट, ठीक है। मेरा ट्रेल नहीं दिख रहा है नो, बट स्टिल आई जस्ट वांट टू सी इफ ऑब्स्टिकल्स के पार्टिकल्स दिख रहे हैं या नहीं। बॉम्ब का दिखने में थोड़ा इशू हो रहा है, बट ऐसा कुछ नहीं दिख रहा। सो आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू से कि बॉम्ब का कलर वुड बी इक्वल्स टू लेट्स से ऑरेंज, राइट। बैरल का कलर इज सपोज टू बी दिस येलो, इसको थोड़ा ब्राइट करूँगा। क्रेट का कलर इज सपोज टू बी समथिंग एल्स, मे बी स्कल का कलर कैन बी वाइट, दैट इज़ करेक्ट। आई गेस क्रेट को मेरे को थोड़ा सा चेंज करना ही पड़ेगा, दैट वुड बी नो अदर चॉइस। सो मैं क्या करता हूँ, क्रेट के लिए एक दूसरा मटेरियल बना सकता हूँ, बट सो ठीक है। serialized field private bull override color, right, ठीक है। I'm going to use this and I'm going to go to start function or even start function actually, right, and यहाँ पे I can just write a simple thing, that is get component mesh renderer dot material, and इस पे से ऐसा कलर चेंज होता है, but is that what I'm going to do? No, not really. So I'm going to use the better way of that. So basically if try get component out mesh renderer mr, in that case I'm just going to say also this will only work if not override color written, right. Basically override material, alright. So ठीक है, I'm just going to say where mpb equals to new material property block, right. I'm then going to write mr dot get material or get property block mpb by door बंद कर देना, okay. And then we have mpb dot set color. अभी what would be the color name, m underscore color is what I'm going to set to, अभी के लिए I'll just write color dot red, right, just for testing purposes. And then I'm going to set property block to mpb again, and that's it I guess, done so, right. I don't know इसका नेम m color है या नहीं, बट ठीक है, let's see. क्रेट आजा, क्रेट आजा, क्रेट आजा, नो क्रेट आया, क्रेट से कुछ नहीं हुआ। सो ठीक है, अभी ये सब टेस्ट करने के लिए व्हाट आई एम आल्सो गोइंग टू डू इस यहाँ पे क्रेट का प्रीफैब रख देता हूँ मैं, ऑलराइट। अभी श्योर है इसमें मेरे को ओवरराइड मटेरियल भी करना, नाउ आई आल्सो वांट टू चेक कि इसका शेडर टाइप क्या है, स्टैंडर्ड, दैट इज does this require a global variable? I don't know. ठीक है, एक और चीज़ ट्राई करता हूँ मैं, It's running on already, right? That is a code run, right? No things. ठीक है. Okay, not albedo, not albedo. In that case, अरे अंडरस्कोर कलर इधर लिखा है लाल. हाँ, अंडरस्कोर कलर सेड सेड. ओके ओके. ठीक है. So this is what I will be changing, and sure, this is going to be applied on the start function now, right? So basically, if मैं यहाँ पे इसको बंद करता हूँ, इसको प्ले करता हूँ, you see it's going to draw red, right? Now also this can be a local variable as well. I'm not sure. Let's see. Done. Cool. Done. So without creating a new material, we are now applying a new property sheet to the same material and the same shader, right? This is not a new material now, right? So ठीक है, I want to say main prefabs create. I want to override the material, and if override the material, I want to show overridden color, right? This is what I want to set now. Now I'll be seeing कि इसका कलर क्या जाना चाहिए इस prop का, alright? In that case, what I'm going to do is on validate, I'm also going to run the start function, right? Just to check for now, just to see for now as to what can be done. Okay, that is इसके prefab पे जाता हूँ मैं, and यहाँ पे overridden material है नहीं है, उसके basis पे I'm going to change इसका colors, and I'm going to see what suits best, right? I guess purple काफ़ी सही दिख रहा है because इस पे एक extra blue color का दूसरा भी कुछ आ रहा है. So in that case I'll keep this, right? This is what I'm keeping, right? So ठीक है. Anyways, since ये सब काम कर रहा है, just press play. And I'll press easy. हाँ, ये क्यों नहीं है? अच्छा, override material हुआ नहीं इधर. I want to override for crates, man. Alright, so ठीक है. I guess ये भी है क्या कि of course वो black background में नहीं दिखेगा ज़्यादा, दिख के नहीं आएगा उतना. So in that case, I guess I can make the background I guess white again. White में issue क्या था? I don't remember क्या issue था. Right, so ठीक है. I guess bomb का ना एक और थोड़ा सा issue है. That is थोड़ा और bright होना चाहिए था. But barrel का भी similarly close, and इसका overridden color maybe we can change it to line, right? जहाँ पे इसका color होगा again line, not bad. Alright, bomb का color we can keep it like this. इसका color I guess थोड़ा ज़्यादा change हो गया मेरे से, right? So I'm going to keep it something like this. इसका particles से पल कलर का करूँगा, and here we have the skull. So again I'll press play and I'll see what can be done. देखिए बैरल से ही दिख रहा है, क्रेट का थोड़ा सा इशू लग रहा है अभी भी। आई गेस क्रेट कुछ ज़्यादा डार्क है, इसको थोड़ा और लाइट कर दिया मैंने। और इसके बाद स्कल भी थोड़ा दिख के नहीं आ रहा है, सो मे बी वॉट आई कैन डू इज स्कल एक्चुअली दिख रहा है लेकिन उसका पार्टिकल का थोड़ा इशू है, सो मे बी उसका पार्टिकल का कलर मैं थोड़ा डार्क कर देता हूँ। दैट इज़ इसका आई का कलर लेता हूँ मैं, राइट। सो इट विल बी नाउ विजिबल। Alright, so it is working fine. We don't need any colliders and everything to work on that because collider से इशू का आया, if दो ऑब्जेक्ट टकरा के तो ऑब्जेक्ट पीछे चले जाता है, then अपना collider won't be able to detect that because that object is behind the actual collider. In that case, we recast to infinity on a forward axis so that we can detect objects no matter how far they are. What you are working on, bro? This is a student's project and I am trying to refactor or maybe recode it. Alright, he already had made such a project and I'm just trying to show him his options on what he can improve upon. So basically a review or a review lecture. Alright, right, so I guess gameplay is kind of great, not bad. Yes, this deprecated stuff. अभी इसका डिप्रिकेशन हटाने के लिए what we can also use is particle system dot emit parameters, right? That is ep equals to new ep, that is sky we can keep it where, and ये जो new बन रहा है, right, we can also say ep dot that is color will be equals to p dot particle shade, and that's it. That is what we want to change. So basically now we'll say system dot emit, right, कितने particles emit करने हैं. Now this is the bad part because I don't want to determine कितने particles मेरे को emit करना है. Alright, in that case can I do the same in particle? Yes. So I'll just say system dot emit and ep. Why is everything deprecated, my friend? ठीक है, I'll get the count 175. What else am I supposed to do? And I'll say EP. I have to pass 175. There is no other option. So ठीक है. Okay, maybe 175 is too much, maybe. Definitely. So maybe random dot range, that is 50 to 175 every single time, right? So in that case we can totally get rid of the burst parameters that we had on our system because they are useless now. Emission is not useful, right? So we can now spawn particles without emission, right? Not bad. Okay. Now for calculating scores and everything, right? We had already created a setting, right? Now that is available within scripts and settings, right? Yeah, that was already here. We just want to post our score right here and display it on the top. That's it, right? And for the easy and medium and hard alternative options, we just need to change the object spawner, okay? Few variables such as minimum time, maximum time, the copies of each and every bodies, and so on. For now, what these three buttons do is start options के अंदर if we go to three buttons, it just says object spawner dot enabled, right? Now I just want to say कि we can either create three functions right here, right? Sure, we can create one function passing a parameter as to what difficulty we want, but I guess I will be creating three different functions. In that case, जो enum हम लोग ने बनाया था, that is really unrequired. So I'll just create public void begin easy, right? In case of begin easy, now I don't really want any of this variables to show up on the inspector. So basically what I'm going to do is okay, it isn't available right here. Never mind, in that case I'll just have to define the minimum maximum time by myself, I guess. So minimum time, if it is equals to 1, and then maximum times would be equals to 3. I guess इसको I can make it 0.5. Alright, and minimum force and maximum force are also less of an issue. That is minimum this, maximum looks perfect, right? This is what I want to change in each and every difficulty. The rotation really doesn't matter much, right? Rotation is useless, and if only rotation were able to change the position of objects at random times, so that would be different. Okay, and maybe for some small sense I'll say horizontal plane will be equals to 7f instead. I'd say, या फिर maybe इसको change नहीं करना चाहिए, never mind that. Yeah, so this is what I'll change on begin easy. Now let's say I create a function that says begin medium. In that case minimum time would be 0.37, maximum time 2.2, 2.25, I guess. Minimum force 12, maximum force 30, right? And then we have begin hard 0.1, 1.25. yes, एक्चुअली यहाँ पे भी कम आ सकता है, यहाँ पे 2 is just fine. मिनिमम फोर्स इसका 15 कर सकता है, मैक्सिमम 30 कर सकता है, दैट्स फाइन आल्सो, राइट? एंड यहाँ पे आएगा मिनिमम फोर्स अगेन 15, बट मैक्सिमम फोर्स कैन गो अप टू 60, आई गेस, राइट? सो टू ridiculous heights. Yeah, so 20, 40, 60, so that everything looks linear, and this is the only non-linear thing available here, that is 275. Maximum time was supposed to be 2, and यहाँ पे this should be 1, but I'm still giving an open window for some things. यहाँ पे I'll also say copies will be equals to 2, copies will be equals to 3, and copies will be equals to 5 instead, right? Now copies are copies supposed to uh, change difficulty? Yes, they are, right? So again, I don't really want any of this variable to be seen. In that case, I'll remove the public status, and I just want their min and max time, right? Right. Okay, this isn't supposed to be looked upon from outside, so take it. Now we can have this 3 functions that are for some reasons an object spawner. Should this be a part of game manager? Probably, but I'm not going to think about that right now. Make field read only. Okay, yes, ठीक है, बाकी सब सेट कर, आई गेस टॉर्क भी सेट ही कर देता, right? That is, minimum torque will be 0 and maximum torque will be 5. Not that torque is going to change anything, torque is just there for show, right? So फिर भी, well, I guess I'll add it. यहाँ पे let's say it's going to be 15. Even here minimum torque is going to be this and maximum torque is, let's say 7.5 के बदले this is going then 12. Alright, ठीक है. In that case, we don't even require this header. What difficulty did I select? What's up with hard, bro? What happened? Oh, हाँ, मैंने कुछ बाइंड ही नहीं किया ना यहाँ पे. I just say object spawner dot begin easy, object spawner dot begin medium, and object spawner dot begin hard. Right. In all these 3 cases, I would also say enabled equals true. Right. In which case, public void set difficulty. I guess I'll just go with this int approach, int level, and I'll just say switch level, where level is supposed to be mathf dot clamp between 0 or level between 0 to 3. That is basically 1 to 3. Right, in which case 1 is supposed to be doing this. Oops. Hmm. Okay, so set difficulty 1. ये कैनवास डिसेबल करना चाहिए ना, दैट इज कैनवास डिसेबल होना चाहिए इधर, एंड देन इट शुड बी स्पॉनिंग दिस ऑब्जेक्ट स्पॉनर का set difficulty 2, set difficulty 3. I don't know what I'm doing. Yay, I'm tired. Okay, so if we now go to medium, we'll now see ये जो values है इसका private values they change, and that's the hard difficulty. ऐसा लोग मार रहे ऊपर आई गेस ज़्यादा हो गया हार्ड में, ठीक है 60 का फोर्स काफ़ी ज़्यादा है, डेफिनेटली विल गो टू 40 हियर, एंड मीडियम पे ओह ये दोनों सेम हो गए, ओके इधर का था 0.275 था और इधर था 2, मिनिमम फोर्स वाज सपोज टू बी 15, मैक्सिमम वाज सपोज टू बी 30, मैक्स टॉर्क वाज 5, कॉपीज वर इक्वल्स टू यहाँ पे आएगा 1, ठीक है यहाँ, अच्छा नहीं यहाँ पे 2 आएगा, एंड यहाँ पे आएगा 3, यहाँ पे आएगा 5, एवरीथिंग इज सपोज टू बी ग्रेट, एंड ठीक है दैट्स इट. नाउ वन मोर थिंग कि ईच एंड एवरी ऑब्जेक्ट पे सिंस रिजिड बॉडी लगा हुआ है, इट वुड बी ग्रेट इफ वहाँ पे एक फिजिक्स मटेरियल भी लगता था. हाउ टू क्रिएट अ फिजिक्स मटेरियल हियर, राइट, दैट इज प्रॉप्स. सो आई सेलेक्ट ईच एंड एवरी प्रॉप, एंड उसके रिजिड बॉडी में जाके आई into the normal mode, I'll set the physics material to this. Right now in here I can set the bounciness to 0.3 instead. So क्या होता है ऊपर जब आपटेगा वो, I mean I mean for whenever objects are thrown at the top, it's just going to bounce off quickly rather than just to stop there. Alright, so take basically this is going to increase the value to 0.5. I want to do that. So for hard objects, for hard level, वो bounce off होके किधर भी जा सकता है. राइट, अभी एक और थिंग कि अपने को ना ऑब्जेक्ट्स थोड़े ग्लिच होते हैं दिख रहे फ्रॉम वेयर आई सी इट. सो दैट इज़ बिकॉज मे बी we are setting it true first and then setting its position. I mean that shouldn't be the case, but still let's first set its position and then set it active. Alright, ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए but ठीक है, let's see. ये क्या हो गया? ओ ओ ओ ओके ओके ओके. No, not really. फिर भी थोड़े बहुत ऑब्जेक्ट्स पास थ्रू हो रहा है. राइट. सो देयर वाज अ सजेशन कि ऊपर का कोलाइडर नहीं चाहिए. श्योर, वी रिमूव इट. Easy. Easy as that. Now things go up, and why are they spawning in the middle of the screen? ओके. हाँ, ठीक है. अभी यहाँ पे मैंने कहा था नेगेटिव कॉर्नर ऑर्थोग्राफिक says -1, that is -5 -1, that's -6, right? Hello Naresh. that is इसको डालते हैं -1.5 instead, right? So ओके. ये स्पॉन कहाँ पे हुआ था? -4.5. एंड एक और ऑब्जेक्ट अभी स्पॉन होना चाहिए. क्या ये वाला हुआ? राइट. -5.7 बराबर है. So why is stuff glitching? Maybe the force is too much, or maybe the torque is too much. Yeah, possibly. So ठीक है. आई गेस कुछ ज़्यादा है नहीं, थोड़े बहुत ट्विकिंग्स है सिर्फ. अभी यहाँ पे मेरा टॉर्क क्या है? इधर लेट्स से मेरा टॉर्क है 3, इधर है 5, इधर मैं करता हूँ 6. एक्चुअली इधर 4 भी कर देता हूँ मैं. राइट. आई डोंट वांट सो मच टॉर्क. मिनिमम फोर्स, लेट्स से मिनिमम फोर्स विल ऑलवेज बी set to 10 at least, so we don't have to change the minimum force every time, right? And we do want to change the maximum force at easy, which is 20, at medium, which is 27.5, let's say, and at hard, which is 35, let's say. जो मैंने और कम किया. Maybe this is going to stop the glitch. Maybe we'll try the game at easy or medium difficulty first to see if it is glitching out of speed or what. Okay, so there was an interesting thing that it wasn't spawning anything. It is spawning. Okay, there are some pixels that I can see, and sometimes it just doesn't work. Now this is the reason, because we are now using, I guess, on become invisible to set the game object as false, which shouldn't be, I mean, this is technically what should be happening, but यहाँ पे वो it's glitching the objects for some reasons. We have removed the collider on the top, so even when the objects go through the top collider, as it goes out of the camera on the top as well, the game becomes, or the game object becomes inactive, so it's not going to respawn. It's just going to go back to the list. It's not going to come down back. So in that case, I think what the Meet did was right, is that creating a collider at the bottom, that is again इसका जो box collider था, आपने को same चीज़ बनाना है, but at the bottom for whenever things come into contact with this, it's going to just unregister themselves, right? So that is why we do like 25.1, right? So basically this is going to be the collider. I guess this covers so much size, right? This is what Mit did. I guess ये बराबर ही है. It's not bad. So basically I'm just going to write on trigger enter. Okay, it's going to say game object dot set active false instead. We on trigger enter with what? Tag दे देता है, because why not? Okay, that is हाँ, ये भी अपने को करना पड़ेगा ना. ठीक है. void है ऐसे. Okay. Camera will be in layer void. Yes. कैमरा पे डालना it's fine I guess. I don't know. कैमरा पे actually नहीं डालना चाहिए. So I'm just going to copy this component. I'm going to create an empty game object and यहाँ पे इसको actually component as new कर दूँगा. इसका भी type void करके रख दूँगा मैं and यहाँ पे कैमरा से निकाल दूँगा उसको, right? So it is now a child object of camera, which in this case is fine. Void. Alright. So I'll remove the layer from camera because camera shouldn't be having any layers, and take it, that's fine. So I'll just say if other dot game object dot layer is equals to layer mask dot name to layer void. In that case set at the false. I just realized मैंने tag के बदले layer दे दिया, so मैंने वो वाला approach use कर लिया अभी के लिए, which is okay. Hole. Okay. Not hole because it doesn't go through it. So this is supposed to be void, and if I press play now, that is we are now easily or should be allowed to look at content on the screen because वो on invisible पे नहीं जाने वाला. And sure, I forgot one thing. This needs to be trigger. I guess trigger नहीं रहेगा तो भी चलेगा, उसके बाद on collision enter कर देता ना, right? So ठीक है. Basically we can kill it however times we want because अभी हम लोग ने इसका set active false करने का कोड नहीं लिखा, but are these objects glitching? Is that what I wanted to see? So let's say for example we don't make this trigger and यहाँ पे instead we just say on collision enter, which is also fine, right? If other dot game object, which means it is collision dot game object is collision dot layer is thing, not really. Okay, in that case I'll do this, right? In that case also I would want key public void disable पे अभी के लिए मैं ये लॉजिक डाल रहा हूँ. वाई? बिकॉज आई कैन रेफरेंस इट ऑन टू द प्लेयर रिकर्सर, जो मैं डायरेक्टली भी कर सकता हूँ, इसका ज़रूरत नहीं मेरे को. बट एनी वेज दैट इज मेरे को पी डॉट गेम ऑक्सीडाइड टू फॉल्स कर सकता, बट स्टिल आई एड बी यूजिंग द डिसेबल फंक्शन, बिकॉज फ्यूचर में अगर डिसेबल में कुछ और लिखो तो मेरे को 2 जगह पे जाके चेंज ना करना पड़े वो चीज़. राइट. I press hard and see what is where. The object still seems to be glitching for some reasons. Why are they glitching? Are they moving too fast? What about my object spawner? Oh, okay. It is still एक्चुअली मेरे को ना यहाँ पे यही करना चाहिए एक्सप्लिसिटली. चलेगा. इट्स दैट कि मेरा ऑब्जेक्ट जो चीज़ को स्पॉन कर रहा है यहाँ पे इशू लग रहा है मेरे को. इज दैट इफ context rejected self, in that case I want to return, or else I want to set its position and हाँ. ओके, ये भी एक चीज़ है कि अगर इसका बंद करने के टाइम कॉन्टेक्स्ट यहाँ पे क्या है, इसका वेलोसिटी ज़्यादा रह रहा है क्या किसी ऑब्जेक्ट का. दैट कुड बी द इशू कि वेलोसिटी उसका बढ़ते जा रहा है, दैट इज़ ग्लिच हो रहा है. वो ग्लिच इज़ डेफिनेटली कि कोई तो ऑब्जेक्ट एकदम फास्ट मूव हो रहा है, बहुत ज़्यादा फास्ट मूव हो रहा है. फॉर दैट ऑफकोर्स इसका रेफरेंस तो यहाँ पे रहना चाहिए. दैट इज ऑन डिसेबल, दैट इज़ यहाँ पे ही कर देता है बिकॉज वाई नॉट. एंड मेरे को लिखना है कि प्राइवेट रिजिड बॉडी right, and I'll just say body dot velocity will be equal to 0. That is basically default. Correct. ओह 7 बजने आ गया. ठीक है. Okay, still glitching. I just want to check what objects are glitching. Okay, इसका velocity क्या है? It doesn't show here. एक्चुअली हम लोग यहाँ पे भी देखे तो भी वही सेम चीज़ हो रहा है. राइट. इज दैट व्हेन वी आर यूजिंग द ऑब्जेक्ट वो रीपोजिशन हो रहा है इतना फटाफट एक पॉइंट से दूसरे पॉइंट पे. दैट इज उस पे वेलोसिटी ऑलरेडी सेट था So basically it is still considered moving. So ठीक है, इसको डिसेबल पे इसका वेलोसिटी सेट नहीं करना है मेरे को इसके एनेबल पे वेलोसिटी सेट करना है. So basically on enable I want to set its velocity to default, right, so that it isn't moving, because it was moving for when it fell down, right. There was a velocity on that object, right. You see ये कितना फास्ट उधर से एक पॉइंट पे गया वो. अभी this movement, if it isn't on the bottom of the screen, how do we fix this? Alright, I now exactly understand कि क्या हो रहा है. It's just that it requires timely solution, a little bit more timely solution, and I don't think I can do that right now. It's exactly what I said कि velocity उसका already carry on हो रहा है, even though वो नीचे ground पे touch होके disable हो रहा, right, but it still keeps moving, right. उसका velocity था stored था, and for an object जिसका velocity stored था and वो resume होता है, in that case it's continues to move at the speed it was supposed to move. So इसका barrel को हम लोग को stop करते हैं. Let's say barrel is now stopped. If we resume the barrel, we can see it doesn't restart. उसका velocity carry on हो रहा है, right. इसका mass बढ़ाता हूँ मैं, right. क्या speed से गिर रहा है barrel, right. That is, इसका velocity मैं बंद करता हूँ, फिर वही same speed carry करता है वो. So that is exactly what is happening. For when an object is disabled, its speed is also carried on. So मैंने जो स्टार्ट में किया था, डिसेबल करने से पहले इसका वेलोसिटी में ज़ीरो करके देखता है वो एक बार, डिसेबल करने के बाद किया था, राइट, पहले. दैट इज इसका स्पीड कैरी ऑन हो रहा है, एंड व्हेन द ऑब्जेक्ट इज री एनेबल्ड फॉर इट टू रीपोजिशन for a certain or just a single frame, we see it moving a large distance because उतना velocity था उस पर already, right. Yes, this is a known issue. So you can see बीच में जो भी objects वगैरह दिख के आ रहा है, वो बॉक्स अभी इधर से चढ़ के इधर आया, बट ठीक है. आई गेस प्रोजेक्ट का स्ट्रक्चर थोड़ा और सुधारना पड़ेगा, डेफिनेटली सुधारना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज अभी कहाँ पे क्या है थोड़ा सा कन्फ्यूजन हो रहा है. इतना बड़ा कन्फ्यूजन नहीं है, फिर भी मैंने जितना हो सके थोड़ा ऑर्गेनाइज कर दिया है एक छोटे से टाइम में, राइट. बाकी बराबर आई गेस. उसका हर एक डिफरेंट ऑब्जेक्ट का स्पीड वगैरह जो भी अपने को देखना पड़ेगा, उसका कैसे करेंगे रीसेट, या फिर फॉर व्हेन एन ऑब्जेक्ट इज डिसेबल्ड, instead of disabling the entire thing, what we can also do is we can just disable its mesh and put its rigid body to sleep, right. In which case we can then also say कि for when this object is selected, we don't want to set active, we want to enable the game object, right. That is इस ऑब्जेक्ट को enable करना. सो एनेबल करने में क्या लॉजिक होगा, डिसेबल करने में क्या लॉजिक होगा, दोनों भी यहाँ पे अवेलेबल रहेगा. दैट इज़ अवेलेबल. एनेबल करने पे इसका मेश रेंडरर वगैरह ऑफ ऑन कर देंगे, एंड डिसेबल पे इसका मेश रेंडरर ऑफ कर देंगे, राइट. सो ठीक है. सो लेट्स से अगर मैं इसको कभी एक्टिव बंद करता ही नहीं हूँ, राइट, इफ़ आई नेवर turn this off, सो मेरे को यहाँ पे फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल चेक डालना पड़ेगा, क्या गया ऑब्जेक्ट स्पॉनर पे, कि हाँ ये एक्टिव सेल्फ है तो रिटर्न नहीं करना है इसको, राइट। ठीक है, नहीं तो एक और चीज़ एक बार ट्राई करता हूँ वो सब करने से पहले। मैं इसको सेट एट एकदम लास्ट में करता हूँ एंड मेरे को देखना है कि वो स्टिल बॉडी पे अप्लाई होगा कि नहीं होएगा। कि बॉडी रोटेट भी होगा कि नहीं होगा, कि सब सीधा सीधा जम जम करके आएगा। यस, नथिंग रोटेटेड, सब एक जगह पे है, नो पोजीशन वाज सेट एंड एवरीथिंग एंड या दैट्स व्हाट हैपेंड। सो ठीक है, सो यहाँ पे ये भी एक चीज़ बोलेंगे, बॉडी डॉट स्लीप, राइट। अभी इसका लेट से मैंने बॉडी स्लीप पे डाल दिया। नाउ लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस एंड ऑफ कोर्स का रिजिड बॉडी काम करना बंद कर देगा, बट क्या वो जगह पर अटक जाएगा? यस, बट व्हाट हैपेंस फॉर व्हेन a rigid body is slept and then it was woken up again? ना सेम ग्लिचेस। और आई गेस स्ट्रीम पे भी दिख रहा है, बट ठीक है चलेगा। इसका सोल्यूशन देखते हैं नेक्स्ट टाइम। अगेन ये स्पीड का इशू है, किधर ना किधर एक छोटा सा सिस्टम अच्छे से बनाना पड़ेगा। अभी क्या मेरा डिपेंडेंसीज भी थोड़ा बढ़ रहा है, दैट इज मेरे को प्रॉप प्लेयर कर्सर एंड ऑब्जेक्ट्स पाना तीनों में थोड़ा क्या बोलते हैं टाइट लिंकिंग दिख रहा है, विच आई शुड बी ब्रेकिंग by giving or providing time to this project, but since timer up हो चुका है, I'll be going for now. नेक्स्ट टाइम देखते कुछ और स्टार्ट करते हैं, इसका सॉल्यूशन वगैरह मीट करो डेफिनेटली मिल जाएगा, बट इफ़ यू वांट इट डू कमेंट, राइट। सो ठीक है, फाइनल ये प्रोजेक्ट में क्या क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट्स किए मैंने। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इसका जो वॉल्यूम जो सेट होता है एवरी टाइम आई प्रेस प्ले, वो रिमेंबर होता है, वो एक अच्छी बात है। बिकॉज मीत के गेम में क्या था, फॉर वेन एवर आई टर्न ऑफ इस वॉल्यूम आई प्ले एंड मेन मेन्यू पे वापस आता हूँ तो फिर से वॉल्यूम फुल हो जाता है, सो दैट इज़ बैड बिकॉज वॉल्यूम वापस से फुल हो गया। आई डोंट वांट दैट टू हैपन, राइट। देन इजी मीडियम हार्ड पे कोई इशू नहीं है, या तो मैंने भी ज़्यादा सोचा नहीं है, आई जस्ट मेड इट फॉर द सेक ऑफ मेकिंग इट। एंड द ऑब्जेक्ट्स to spawn can be pulled like this, right? Like we don't have to instantiate new object every time, we can just reuse so many of the available objects right here, alright, this is fine. After that जो डिटेक्शन था फॉर रे, अभी आई नो यू हैव सॉल्व्ड कि ये वाला जो इशू था कि इफ़ आई क्लिक माई रे हियर लास्ट एंड इफ़ आई गो टू दिस पोजिशन, एक लंबा रे एक सिंगल फ्रेम के लिए बनता। नाउ अगेन दिस इज डेफिनेटली यूनिटीज फॉल्ट फॉर नॉट providing an option to do that, even though we have used the clear function, it doesn't clear itself even beforehand. So I don't know what the solution is, देखना पड़ा उसके लिए, बट मीत ने एक सोल्यूशन निकाला उसका, so good for you. And for detection, instead of using colliders, what we can use is raycast, only for when I'm holding the mouse and when I'm hovering over objects. That is when I want to detect towards the infinity in the forward direction for when or where the objects are, right? अभी इसका काम क्या है, अगर मैं ऐसा भी छोड़ देता हूँ ऑब्जेक्ट्स को, then you can see वो आके टकराते उससे। अरे फॉर सम रीजन्स कोई कोई पार्टिकल स्पॉन नहीं हो रहा है, स्पेशली स्कल का नहीं स्पॉन हो रहा है ना, जिसका वेलोसिटी उसका नहीं हो रहा है, ठीक है। इन दैट केस ठीक है। So these are the few things I think can be improved upon to increase the quality of code. And of course you saw कि यहाँ पे कितने कम scripts and कितने easily without extra dependencies काम हो गया, right? If we were looking at Meet's project, there were unrequired dependencies जो अभी यहाँ पे भी exist करता है between object spawner and prop and player cursor. बट एक मिनट, आई गेस प्लेयर कर्सर क्लीन है, ठीक है। फॉर हाँ ठीक है, बराबर है, प्लेयर कर्सर का कुछ इशू नहीं है, राइट। इज जस्ट गोइंग टू प्ले दिस सिंपल पार्टिकल एंड बराबर है। ओके, सो द डिपेंडेंसी इज बिटवीन ऑब्जेक्ट स्पॉनर एंड प्रॉप ओनली, नॉट प्लेयर कर्सर। सो यहाँ पे थोड़ा बहुत चीज़ें फिक्स हो सकता है, उतना बड़ा काम नहीं है, अपने को बस थोड़ा बहुत रिफैक्टरिंग करना पड़ेगा and that's fine. Alright, if you have anything to say it later because I'm ending the